excited to be checking out this 2020 McLaren 720S. Tell me a little bit about it.
So this is a Spider. It is a twin turbocharged V8 engine, 2 massive turbos on it.
As far as power, it's 720S, which means 720 horsepower, correct?
Yeah, so it's 720 metric horsepower, which I believe if you do the conversion, it's not far off. I believe it's about 712 horsepower or something like that.
All right.
Yeah, it's all going to the rear wheels in this car. So
oh, really?
McLaren does not make an all-wheel drive, they only make rear wheel. So
okay,
all that power is going down behind you. So completely ridiculous car, as you can imagine. So yeah, made in the UK, all hand built, for better or for worse. There are some things I wish were built a little bit better, but that's kind of what you get with a hand built car. 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. I believe it's 2.6, 2.7. You could probably verify that. But,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. Definitely 0 to jail quickly in this car.
Yeah, quick enough.
Apart from that, the 720 has some amazing features on it that come on the Super Series car. So McLaren basically has your your Sport Series,
okay,
which is where your 570S sits.
Okay.
Super Series, which is where the 720 sits. Then it's got its Ultimate Series, and that's where cars like the Senna and the P1. So in terms of Super Series cars, they have a bunch of cool features. The 720 specifically has a hydraulic suspension.
Okay.
So depending on the mode you're in, the drive mode, it will stiffen or kind of lighten up the suspension. So if I'm just cruising down the highway, I want like comfort, you can set that to comfort mode, and then the hydraulic suspension will be a lot more comfortable riding. Track mode stiffs it up to reduce roll.
For sure.
It also has active aero in the car, so the rear wing will adjust depending on driving conditions.
Okay.
So if I'm going really fast, straight line, kind of just cruising on the highway, it'll suck all the way in to reduce drag. If I slam on the brakes really hard, if I need to come to a stop really quickly, that spoiler will go almost completely vertical to help slow you down.
Wow, that's sweet. The spoiler looks so aggressive too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
And then it kind of adjusts in between those two extremes depending on how you're driving
Sure.
and what settings you have set on the car.
Sure.
You know, another cool feature of this car too is variable drift control. So if you take the car to a track and you want it to allow the car to kind of kick out a little bit on the rear to a certain degree, you can set that in the infotainment system.
Really?
And you set it by degrees, so you can step it up 0 to, I believe, 45 degrees, something like that in between there. So you can tell the computer how far you want to allow it to kick out before it catches you, which is pretty cool. So
yeah, that is cool.
A lot of other cars just have kind of an on or off. But yeah, the car has a lot of advanced features like that.
Yeah, and before this car, you had a 570S?
I did, yeah. So the 570, awesome car. I love that car. With the 570, I did have it tuned in catless downpipes, so it sounded amazing too. This car's a little on the quieter side compared to my 570.
Okay.
Certainly compared to cars with larger number of cylinders, like a V10, V12 that are naturally aspirated.
Right.
But man, once you hit 2,500 RPMs or so, and those turbos kick in, and you get that turbo noise, it makes up for it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. What makes you go with this car instead of like a V10, Lamborghini, Ferrari, and something else like that?
Well, for me, like I've always been in love with the McLaren brand. I'm a huge F1 fan, huge fan of the McLaren racing team. We've done some work with McLaren as well. So I've been fortunate to go to the tech center and view all the history of all the cars they have there too on display. And yeah, I've just fallen in love with the brand. I've always been more into the technology than sort of just the sound.
Yeah.
And I think McLaren delivers a lot more on the technology, in my opinion, versus those brands.
Sure. So I know the car is pretty much stock, but do you have any modifications added on?
Yeah, so I mentioned before my 570 was quite modified in terms of engine, but this one I am keeping stock. It's just an animal the way it is. There's really no need
to
tune these. I mean, tuning them does obviously add a lot more power, and these cars are very tunable because they do have such big turbos that you can tune the boost up quite easily on these.
Oh yeah.
But I'm keeping mine stock because it's just an animal the way it is.
Yeah.
I talked to previous 720S owners too who've had theirs tuned, and they almost wish they hadn't because it's hard to get traction with that much power. So, I'm happy with the way it is engine-wise. I did do a couple of different things though. I have upgraded the wheels to some forged monoblocks, so incredibly lightweight aftermarket wheels. Apart from that, I'm looking at maybe some carbon fiber accent pieces, mainly the rear spoiler, going with more of a 765 LT inspired spoiler. It's a little bit longer.
For sure, okay.
Give it a little bit more aggressive profile from the side, so.
Okay. If you had to pick one thing about this car, what would your favorite part be?
My favorite aspect is just having a Spider. My 570 was a coupe, so moving from that to a Spider is just game-changing in my opinion. You get all the sound behind you with the engine, with the roof off, the turbos, all the noises, the wind. It's just a whole different experience having a Spider.
Oh yeah.
Interesting on this car too, if it's cold or if it's raining, you can actually still have the roof up and you can put down the rear window.
Oh really?
So you can still get all that noise behind you by having the window down, but still be protected from cold or from rain, things like that.
Yeah, that is sweet. If you had to pick one least favorite thing about the car, what would that be?
I guess least favorite would be probably the front lift in this car.
Okay.
My driveway, I have to use the front lift every time I get in and out, and it just takes forever in the McLaren. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You know, many other manufacturers have done it better. On this one, it just takes about 10 seconds to fully lift. So if you're in a pinch, you're looking to pull into like a gas station and you see that you need to use it, you know, you're kind of holding up traffic as you're turning into the gas station.
Yeah.
So yeah, the front lift on this car isn't the best, especially compared to its competitors. They have front lifts with much faster speed.
Okay. So if you don't mind sharing, what's the value of this? What did you buy this car for?
Yeah, absolutely. So the sticker price on this car was $367,000, which is kind of on the higher side of the list price MSRPs for these. It's pretty well optioned. It's got the $10,000 electrochromic roof. Basically, the sunroof will dim by the push of a button. There's no shade or anything. It's got gases in there in between the panels, and it hits it with electricity.
Oh my God.
Pretty cool option, $10,000 option there. And then just carbon everywhere on the outside. It's also pretty expensive. I bought this car for $285,000, so pretty good considering this is a 2020, you know, used for kind of that much of a discount.
Yeah, that's incredible. All right, sweet. Well, shall we take it on a spin?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Oh my gosh. Oh, sit pretty low to the ground in here.
Yeah.
The engine sounds awesome, just idling. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Oh, that is awesome. Every time for you still?
Absolutely. See the smile? It's
oh yeah.
It's there a year later, you know. That's when you know you got a good car, right? When it continuously puts a smile on your face.
Yeah, that's incredible. Holy crap! Oh my gosh! That turbo kicks in and it's like
you're gone.
You're gone.
Yeah, you're gone.
Oh man. You get a lot of attention from the cops?
Yes. I try to avoid them, obviously. You know, I've got a radar detector.
Oh yeah.
But, you know, I haven't been pulled over yet, knock on wood. And I drive this car pretty aggressively.
Yeah. The radar detector works pretty good?
Yeah, it's nothing special, but it gets the job done.
Yeah.
It's gotten me out of a few situations where I was, let's just say, spirited driving on the expressway, and, you know, there was a cop mile and a half down the road, and it does pick it up.
Yeah.
Pick it up quite easily, so.
That's good.
Yep.
This is the car where if I'm driving on the freeway and I see it, I like freak out.
Yeah.
Like, that's a McLaren.
Absolutely. I just love that turbo noise. That's something you can't get on a Ferrari or Lamborghini unless you have them added.
Yeah, that turbo noise is insane.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Oh my goodness. It's something else.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Little pops here and there too.
Yeah, I got some pops going on. Yeah, so it's not the same sound as like a V10, like a Huracan, but it's a unique sound and it still sounds just incredible.
Yeah.
It's its own sound. It works pretty good.
Yeah. Well, there he is right there.
Oh yeah, right there. Sure enough. That's pretty awesome. That picked it up like pretty far away.
It would have gave me enough of a notice for sure.
Oh really? I want to give a huge thanks to Derek for letting me film his McLaren. Go give him a follow on Instagram at DerekInDetroit. And if you like what you just watched, you're definitely going to want to click on this video next.